What if the secret to living a long, healthy life wasn't found in pills or expensive supplements, but in the food you eat every day? The Japanese are known for their exceptional longevity, with some of the world's highest numbers of centenarians. But there's something they avoid eating at all costs that could surprise you. In fact, Japan boasts one of the highest life expectancies in the world, with a large number of people living well into their 100s. But there's a catch. Centenarians in Japan tend to avoid certain foods that many of us consume regularly. And if we want to live longer, healthier lives, it's important to know what these foods are and why they're best avoided. Today, we're going to uncover the 3 foods Japanese centenarians never eat, backed by research and expert opinions, and show you how making small adjustments to your diet could help you live a healthier, longer life. Let's start with the first food that Japanese centenarians avoid: highly processed sugars. While many of us enjoy sweet treats like cakes, candies, and sugary drinks, these are not staples in the diet of those who live the longest. Why is this important? Sugary foods may taste delicious, but they can wreak havoc on your health over time. Excess sugar in the diet has been linked to an increased risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even certain types of cancer. Scientific studies show that consuming too much sugar leads to insulin resistance, which can result in chronic inflammation. This inflammation accelerates the aging process and increases the risk of several age-related diseases. Studies have also shown that high sugar intake contributes to the formation of advanced glycation end products, AGEs, compounds that damage collagen and elastin in the skin, leading to premature wrinkles and sagging. Harvard health experts recommend reducing added sugars to lower the risk of chronic disease and improve overall longevity. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that people who consumed more than 25% of their daily calories from sugar were more likely to develop heart disease. To implement this tip, start by reading food labels carefully. Aim to reduce your intake of sugary drinks, desserts, and snacks. Opt for natural sources of sweetness like fruits, and gradually transition to a diet lower in refined sugars. The goal is to keep your sugar intake to less than 10% of your total daily calories, as recommended by the World Health Organization. In summary, cutting back on processed sugars can significantly reduce your risk of chronic diseases and help you maintain healthy skin, a strong immune system, and overall vitality as you age. The second food that Japanese centenarians avoid is fried foods. While they may be tempting and flavorful, deep-fried dishes are not a part of the diet in many of the healthiest aging populations. Fried foods are often high in unhealthy fats, particularly trans fats, which are associated with an increased risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. The high temperatures used in frying can cause the breakdown of healthy fats into harmful compounds, and consuming these trans fats regularly can lead to weight gain and insulin resistance. On a biological level, fried foods cause an increase in oxidative stress in the body. Oxidative stress is a key player in the aging process, as it damages cells, tissues, and organs over time. The more oxidative stress you accumulate, the faster you age and the more likely you are to develop chronic diseases like heart disease and neurodegenerative disorders. Research from Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health has shown that a high intake of trans fats can reduce your lifespan and increase your risk of developing chronic conditions. One study found that people who consumed high amounts of trans fats had a 34% higher risk of dying from heart disease compared to those who consumed lower amounts. To avoid fried foods, try grilling, baking, steaming, or sautéing your meals instead. These cooking methods preserve the nutrients in your food without adding harmful fats. Choose healthy oils, like olive oil or avocado oil, which contain heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. In summary, cutting back on fried foods helps protect your heart, reduces oxidative stress, and supports healthier aging overall. By switching to healthier cooking methods, you can still enjoy delicious meals without the negative health impacts of fried foods. The third food that Japanese centenarians avoid is excessive red meat. While red meat can be a source of protein, iron, and other essential nutrients, consuming too much of it, especially processed red meat, is not beneficial for long-term health. Red meat, particularly processed varieties like bacon, sausages, and hot dogs, has been linked to an increased risk of heart disease, certain cancers, and early death. The high levels of saturated fat and cholesterol in red meat can contribute to clogged arteries and high blood pressure, both of which are risk factors for cardiovascular disease. Scientific research supports these claims. A study published in The Lancet found that high consumption of red and processed meats was associated with an increased risk of colorectal cancer and heart disease. In fact, the World Health Organization has classified processed meats as a Group 1 carcinogen, meaning there's enough evidence to suggest that they can cause cancer. On a biological level, red meat, especially processed meat, contains compounds like nitrates and nitrites, which, when consumed in excess, can promote the formation of harmful substances in the body that damage cells and increase inflammation. So, how can you implement this advice? Start by reducing the amount of red meat you consume and replace it with healthier protein sources like fish, chicken, legumes, and plant-based proteins. Aim for no more than 1 to 2 servings of red meat per week, and opt for lean cuts when you do eat meat. In summary, limiting your intake of red meat can help reduce your risk of chronic diseases like cancer, heart disease, and high blood pressure. By focusing on plant-based proteins and lean meats, you're giving your body the best chance for long-term health and longevity. The fourth food that Japanese centenarians avoid is highly processed foods. These are foods that have been stripped of their nutritional value, often containing artificial additives, preservatives, and unhealthy fats. Highly processed foods have been linked to weight gain, inflammation, and an increased risk of diseases like diabetes, cardiovascular conditions, and even Alzheimer's disease. These foods are typically low in essential nutrients and high in empty calories, which can cause insulin resistance and disrupt your body's metabolic processes. On a physiological level, consuming processed foods increases your intake of unhealthy fats, sugars, and sodium, all of which contribute to chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a known contributor to the aging process, speeding up the deterioration of cells and organs. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition supports these findings, showing that diets high in processed foods are linked to an increased risk of obesity, diabetes, and premature aging. In fact, studies have found that people who eat more processed foods tend to age faster and are more likely to develop chronic diseases. To minimize processed foods, focus on whole, natural foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins. Aim to cook meals from scratch whenever possible, and when purchasing packaged foods, read labels carefully to avoid artificial additives and preservatives. In summary, reducing processed foods from your diet will help lower your risk of chronic diseases, reduce inflammation, and support healthy aging. By choosing whole foods, you are giving your body the nutrients it needs to thrive. The fifth food Japanese centenarians avoid is sugary beverages. While sugary drinks like sodas, fruit juices, and energy drinks are incredibly popular, they are also one of the worst offenders when it comes to promoting weight gain, insulin resistance, and inflammation. Sugary beverages provide little to no nutritional value, offering only empty calories that can spike your blood sugar levels, leading to weight gain and an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Studies have shown that consuming sugary drinks regularly can lead to an increase in belly fat, which is associated with numerous health problems like heart disease and metabolic syndrome. On a biological level, consuming sugary drinks causes a rapid spike in blood sugar, leading to an insulin surge. Over time, this can cause your cells to become insulin resistant, contributing to inflammation and accelerated aging. Research from the American Heart Association has shown that people who consume sugary beverages regularly have a higher risk of developing obesity, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. A study also found that replacing sugary drinks with water can significantly reduce the risk of these chronic conditions. To avoid sugary drinks, opt for water, herbal teas, or homemade beverages like lemon water or iced green tea. If you crave sweetness, try adding a natural sweetener like stevia or monk fruit to your drinks. In summary, cutting out sugary beverages can help prevent weight gain, reduce inflammation, and support long-term health. By making simple substitutions like water or herbal tea, you'll be promoting healthy aging and improving your overall wellness. So what do you think? Are you ready to make small changes to your diet for better health and longevity? Share your thoughts, questions, or tips in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with friends or family who could benefit from this valuable information. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to stay updated on our future videos about healthy living and longevity. We have some exciting content coming up, including more tips on how to live a long, healthy life by adopting habits from the world's healthiest cultures. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and remember, your health is your greatest asset. Take care of it, and it will take care of you. Stay healthy, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.